Javier delivers Steak Express 3 nights a week. He receives $20 per night, plus $5 for every 10 miles he drives to make the deliveries. Create a graph that represents his earnings for one night. Okay, so if we think about this, it says $20 per night, so that's he gets $20 just for showing up. Okay, plus he gets $5 for every 10 miles he drives. So let's see, 5 for every 10 miles he drives. Okay, this is not exactly the right way we do it, but okay, so we're going to make a table. Easiest thing to do is to make a table. Okay, so if actually this will be the miles and this will be his pay. Okay, so his pay is going to equal that. So if he drives 0 miles, he just shows up to work, he makes $20. Okay, if he drives 10 miles, he's going to get another $5 for that, so that would be $25. If he drives 20 miles, he's going to get another $5, which would be $30. If he drives 30 miles, he'll get another $5, right? Okay, so, and it keeps going on, right? So, I need to find the equation for this so that I can then graph it. Actually, I don't even have to find the equation. I can just graph it, can't I? So, if this is my miles that he drives, and this is the pay that he gets, okay? So, for 0 miles, I'm going to count my 5s. Okay, and then if I count by 5s going up, that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, so at 0 miles, he gets $20 just for showing up. Let me get a different color to graph with. Okay, so $20 just to show up. And for 10 miles, he gets another $5, so that'd be there. For 20 miles, he gets another $5, so it's going to go up here. Okay, and it's going to follow the pattern, right? So, I need to get my ruler here. Now, my question is he ever going to get less than $20? And the answer would be no. Okay, so it's not going to come past the 20 because he can't make negative money. Okay, so he can only start here and go that way. Okay, so that means my domain is 0 to positive infinity. And my range is going to be 20 to positive infinity. Of course, we don't know how far he can drive in one night, but you know, he might be able to go to Dallas if he wanted to. Kind of crazy thinking like that, but it's possible. Okay, so number 2, the sides of a rectangle have a length of 2x minus 3 and 4x plus 2. What is the perimeter of the rectangle in simplest form? Okay, so with this problem right here, first thing I need to do is draw a rectangle. Okay, and it says it's 2x minus 3 and 4x plus 2. So a rectangle, this one's also going to be 2x minus 3, and this one's going to be 4x plus 2. Now, to find the perimeter, we add all sides, don't we? Okay, so that would be, if I start at the top, 4x plus 2, and then 2x minus 3, and 4x plus 2, and 2x minus 3, and add them up. Okay, so 4 and 2 is 6, plus 4 would be 10, plus 2 would be 12x. There's 2 minus 1 is negative 1, or excuse me, 2 minus 3 is negative 1, plus 2 would be positive 1, minus 3 would be negative 2. Okay, so the perimeter of this is 12x minus 2. Alright, number 3. Let me adjust the camera. Carly is running a 10-kilometer race. Based on the graph below, if she continues at the pace, how many minutes will it take her to run 5 kilometers? Well, I'm going to just take this and draw the line on out. Okay, and I'm looking at 5 kilometers, and I did get off a little bit. Should be actually be a little bit lower than what it is. So 5 kilometers, and take it down here. I would say about 45 minutes. Okay. Alright, number 4. What is the value of the function at f is f of negative 5? So that means I'm going to take that negative 5 and I'm going to plug it in here. So it means everywhere I have an x, I'm going to put in negative 5. Because it's going to replace it right there. Okay, so that means I'm going to the calculator. Let me turn it on. Okay, so 3 times negative 5 squared minus 6 times negative 5 plus 9. I get 114. Okay. A taxi driver charges an initial fee of $5 plus 75 cents per mile. What is the dependent variable in this situation? Okay, so first I'm going to start by saying, okay, it's going to be $5 plus 75 cents per mile is my cost. Okay, so I want the dependent, which is normally in the y's place. So the cost is depending on how many miles we go. So cost is dependent, or the total bill, depending on the wording. Okay, of course this is going to be multiple choice, so you're going to have to find the one that most closely matches. Alright, let's see here. Number 6. What type of parent function is represented by in the table of values shown below? Well, to get a good idea for this one, I need to put this in the calculator and find my equation. Okay, so I can see what it is. So I'm going to go to Stat, Edit, Edit. And I'm going to put in my x's in L1, so negative 1, 0, 2, 3, 5. And then I'm going to put in negative 7, negative 4, 2, 5, 11. I'm going to go back to Stat, over to Calc, and then down to 4. Enter until I get A and B. And notice it tells me that this is this graph. Okay, now if I go back and I look at stat plot, go up to plot, and I want to hit graph so that it sees it. Look at that. That looks like a straight line, doesn't it? So this would be linear, and the parent function of a linear graph, because it said that it was, let me look again. Oops, wrong thing. I'm going back to my equation. It said y equals 3x minus 4. Okay, and it looked like it was a linear one. So the parent function is y equals x. For parent function, you take out all numbers. Okay, your equation is just y equals x, or y equals x with an exponent. We've not gotten to those, so you're looking at a linear function, which would be a parent function. It might also have the word linear in there. That's a word that you should know by now as well. Okay. Alright, number 7, they want us to complete the table. So I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to put in negative 12. Oops. No, I'm going to put in this equation. 2x minus 5. And I'm going to go to the table. And I'm looking for negative 12. So at negative 12, it's 29. Oops, sorry, negative 29. At negative 2, y is negative 9. At 7, y is positive 9. And at 13, y is 21. Okay, it's just to fill in the table, finish filling it in. Okay, that can look in several different ways on the test, but make sure you can figure that out, because they could say, if this is the domain, what's the range? Okay, so make sure you know what you're doing. Alright, number 8. Esmeralda went to a carnival ride to ride the rides. Okay, each ride costs R tickets. If she buys T tickets, write an inequality for the statement she has more than enough tickets for 10 rides. Okay, so each ride is 10 tickets, right? So ride equals 10 tickets. So if she has more than enough tickets for 10 rides, so 10 rides is less than or equal to the tickets that she has. That's what I would say. But you need to be able to take a statement and make it into an inequality, or pick out the correct inequality. Okay? Alright, number 9. Haley sells newspaper subscriptions door to door. She receives $10 for each subscription she sells. The greatest number of subscriptions she has sold in one working hour is 7. Write a reasonable domain and range of her hourly sale. Okay, earnings. So, okay, Haley sells newspaper subscriptions door to door. She receives $10 for each subscription sold. The greatest number of subscriptions that she has sold in 1 hour of working is 7. Haley sells newspaper subscriptions door to door. She receives $10 for each subscription she sold. The greatest number of subscriptions that she sold in 1 hour of working is 7. Write a reasonable domain and range of her hourly earnings. Okay, so if we're talking about the domain and range here, first of all, I would say that the domain, the independent part, would be the subscriptions. And the range here would be the earnings. Okay, so if we're talking about the domain, it says the greatest number of subscriptions she sold in 1 hour of working is 7. So for the subscriptions, it's going to range from 0 to 7. Okay, it's going to be greater than or equal to 7, or to 0, but less than or equal to 7, because it's the most that she sold in any 1 hour. Okay, so her earnings, okay, it's going to range from $0 for the time period, okay, and then up to $70 an hour, and they're both greater than or equal to, because it could be 0, that's a possibility, and it also could be 70, because she could possibly sell 7. Okay, Raymond cut out a square from a piece of construction paper. The area of the square was greater than 16 square centimeters and less than 25 square centimeters. Write an inequality that describes the length in centimeters of the side of a square. Okay, so first of all, for the area, it ranges from 16 to 25, right? Or 225, excuse me. Okay, and that's for x squared. Okay, now I don't want the area, I want the side. And when you think about the side of a square, to find the area, you take the side and multiply it times the side again, right? So that'd be the square root. So I'm going to take the square root of this, that would be 4. Is the smallest side that I would have. And the square root of 225 is 15, so that's the largest side that I would have for any square that would fall in that area. Okay. Okay. Dixie Electric charges a service charge of $45 plus an hourly fee. Mrs. Tutt hired Dixie Electric to make some home repairs. Her total bill was $465 for 7 hours of work. What is the hourly fee? So, if her bill was $465, okay, that was the $45 fee, plus, and it was 7 hours times some number, okay, for the hourly fee. So now I need to solve this. So I can do it one of two ways. And the way most of my students are most comfortable with is to go to the calculator. We're going to do our left side, right side thing. So we have 465 and 45 plus 7x. And we're going to go find where they match in the table. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. And keep scrolling. And keep scrolling. Aha, right there. It matches right there. So that means the hourly wage is $60 per hour. The hourly charge X, the hourly charge is $60 per hour. Okay. Alright, number 12. Oops, sorry, my paper slid. It says, draw the graphs that represent the inequality. Okay. So I know that X is somewhere between -3 and +5. Okay, and they've already got it simplified for me, so I know X is in the middle here somewhere. But At the 3, it's not equal, so it's an open circle. At the 5, it is equal, so it's colored in. And we're talking about all the numbers in between there. So that's how you draw the inequality. Alright, number 13. The table below shows the corresponding x and y values. Find the equation of the relationship of this. Okay, so basically they're saying, what's the equation of the table? Well, if I go to Stat, Edit, and I want to clear these out. Okay, so in my L1s, I'm going to put my x's, so -6, -3, 0, and 1. In L2, I'm going to put 26, 14, 2, and -2. We go back to Stat, over to Calc, down to number 4, and enter until I get my equation. So I have y equals -4x plus 2. Okay? And again, find the equation below, or find the equation that represents the relationship between the corresponding values. So again, I'm going to go back to Stat, Edit. This one I'm just going to type over. Oops. Okay, I said I was. Alright. So -4, -2, 1, and 2. Then I have -17, -13, -7, and -5. So Stat, Calc, 4, enter, and I get y equals 2x minus 9. Alright, number 15. The graph below shows the relationship between the number of dollars a worker earns and the number of hours worked. What does the slope of the graph represent? Well, remember, slope is always the y over the x, right? So this is the amount earned. So dollars earned per hour, because we're talking about. Okay, so we're looking at how, so money earned per hour. So it says earnings per hour, and I know it's H because hours because of the H. Okay, number 16. A linear function graph below. What is the equation of the line when it's translated 2 units down? So it's going to come down here. And the slope is multiplied by -3. So I need to find my slope. And so if I look here, I go up 1 over 3. So I have 1 over 3 times -3. So I'm going to do that part in the calculator. Let me grab my calculator here. So 1/3 times 3 is 1. So that means that y equals 1x, because that's my new slope, and then it went down 2, so I'm at intercept of -1. Okay. Alright, number 17. The equation y equals -x plus 10 is changed to y equals 2x minus 4. What is the change in the slope? So what happened to it? So from -1 to +3, or excuse me, to 2. -1 did what to 2? Okay, so -1 changed to 2. That's my M. And my B, my intercept, let's see, 10 went to -4. Okay, so what do the changes mean? Well, here from -1 to +2, it multiplied by -2, and from 10 down to -4, it went down 14. Okay. Alright, number 18. Find the solution set for this inequality. Okay. So this is my table thing. So I'm going to go to my, actually it's not my table, I'm sorry. It's my y equals. I'm going to put in -x minus 3 and 2x plus 9, and I'm going to go find where they match. And you know what? Because this is so strange, I'm going to go back to my table set and start it at 0, just so I can find a better area for it to be. Okay. I'm looking for where they match. I don't see them matching anywhere. I put them in right? Oh, I didn't. There we go. I had 9x, didn't I? Okay, so let's find where they match now. Oh, there we go. They're both 1 at x is -4. So I know x goes with -4. Now, got to think about this. So this is an inequality, and I know x is at -4, so it means 0 and say -5. I need to test to see where it comes up equal, or actually true. So I'm going to test the 0 side first, okay? So, now, -0 minus 3, is that less than 2 times 0 plus 9? And that's true. So it means my 0 side is true. So I'm shading towards the 0. Okay. And it's open circle because it's not underlined. So that means that it's getting bigger. So x is greater than -4. Okay. In a model of the number of manta rays in the water tank at SeaWorld is m equals 3x plus 5, where 5 is the initial number of manta rays in the tank. What will happen to the number of manta rays each year represented by m if the initial number of manta rays is 3 rather than 5? So basically if I change the 5 to a 3. So if I were to change this 5 right here from a 5 to a 3, well, it's not changing the slope any, is it? So the only thing that's going to change there is it's going to decrease by 2, because 3 is 2 less than 5. Okay?